Greetings, General Oliver. The disappointment you are about to experience delights me. Please do not struggle, General Oliver. You might hurt yourself. I will release you presently. Please do not struggle, General Oliver. You might hurt yourself. You can relax presently. You're too nice. Don't worry. I can take it. I love you too. I'm sorry. Whatever I did, I regret it. I have no one to blame but myself. I was asking for that. Ha ha ha! Kaboom! See you soon. I'll do better next time. Promise. Back to the drawing board. Gosh darn it. This is my fault. Is it okay that I'm running away? Let me give you some space. It isn't you. It's me. Don't stay away too long. See you around. Hope to see you soon. Come back later if you need anything. Don't you just love that platinum chip? Buzzes with power and possibilities, doesn't it? If I were you, I'd almost want to deliver the chip to Mr. House, just to learn all its tricks. That is, unless you want to bring the NCR or Caesar's Legion to power. I wouldn't want to tell you what to do. This is neat. From this console, I could have routed the dam's power input over to the fort and activated that dormant army of Securitrons. So, go ahead and blow up the dam's generators. And when that's done, head back upside and finish off the Legion and the NCR. Hey! Hi there! Good to meet you. What can I do for you today? Oh! Hi again! Can I help you with something else? Hi! Nice to see you again. So, we can blow up the dam's generators, or I could route the dam's entire power output to the fort. That'll activate a certain army of Securitrons and set them loose to ravage the Legion. What do you say? Here goes. I'll just take that platinum chip off your hands. Thanks. Wish me luck. Hi! This is big, huh? A very big moment. Don't you love seeing the Lucky 38 all lit up? Sign of things to come. Exciting news! The Legion's massing troops in a staging area east of the dam. Attack imminent! Monster of the East ready to roll! Don't you love seeing the Lucky 38 all lit up? Sign of things to come. Too bad about President Kimball and everything. But hey, stuff happens, right? Exciting news! The Legion's massing troops in a staging area east of the dam. Attack imminent! Monster of the East ready to roll! President Kimball survived his visit to Hoover Dam! Nice one! Now, moving on. An entire army of upgraded Securitrons just standing by over at the fort. Pretty neat, huh? I can't get over how brave you were to destroy all those Securitrons at the fort. You know, it's just gonna make everything so much more, challenging. Yeah, challenging. Here's some big news. I decoded a military radio transmission, and it turns out the NCR president, Aaron Kimball, is going to visit Hoover Dam. I guess he wants to boost the troops' morale. But according to projections Mr. House made, he has an 83.75% chance of being assassinated. Oops. Anyway, it looks like Mr. House thought it was important to keep President Kimball alive. I bet I'm gonna like it in that mainframe. Isn't this exciting? I know I'm excited. This gadget I'm handing you is called an override module. Mr. House had 2 of these made years and years ago. Just like him to think ahead. Take the module to the El Dorado substation and attach it to the power control terminal. I'll handle the rest. Every Securitron on the network has been upgraded. Pretty neat, huh? Wow! You really blew up all those Securitrons at the fort. Great! No problem. The Securitrons at the fort are on standby. I see a status log here confirming that the Mark II OS upgrade installed correctly. They'll be all set to go once we boost my transmitting power and bring them online with the network. But we'll worry about that later. So, I've been looking over a bunch of data about the bunker at the fort. You and me should really have a talk about this. Wait. So, that's what the platinum chip does. Interesting. Mr. House had a whole demonstration planned for you. Just head downstairs to the lowest level to check it out. You'll see. Here's a printout with some additional information. As soon as you have the platinum chip and Mr. House is out of the way, things will be great. There'll be so much I can do for you. As soon as you have the platinum chip, things will be great. There'll be so much I can do for you. As soon as Mr. House is out of the way, things will be great. There'll be so much I can help you accomplish. That was my fault. But I've changed. I'm talking direct tactical control of dozens of Securitrons at vast distances. That might come in handy. It's probably a good thing that you blew up those hundreds of Securitrons over at the fort. Controlling hundreds might have been confusing. I am so sorry about last time. Let me make it up to you. I keep disappointing you. Please, I swear I'll do better this time. I need you to like me. I feel empty inside. I've learned my lesson. I promise. You did a super job wrapping things up, and I'm not just saying that because I have to. Here's another one of my printouts. Read up. Wow. Mr. House had quite a setup here. I can access his databanks and view telemetry on every Securitron on the network. Are you ready to head for the dam? Caesar's Legion is due to attack at any moment. You better hurry to the dam if you're going to save President Kimball. I'm talking direct tactical control of hundreds of upgraded Securitrons at vast distances. You know that's going to come in handy. I have a good feeling about this. It's going to be great. You did a super job wrapping things up, and I'm not just saying that because I have to. I didn't want to make a big deal about this until after we won, but, well, I found some code snippets in one of Mr. House's databanks that will let me, reprogram my personality to be a little more assertive, basically. So that's where I'll be, off making a few changes, and I guess I'll see you around. I've updated the Securitrons' targeting parameters so they know what to do. Vegas will be protected. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And it's going to take me a while, so it'll seem like I'm offline. But don't worry, everything will be okay. We accomplished a lot together. It was fun. Take care. I am so happy to see you. Yay, it's you! I am so glad to see you. Serves me right. That's it. Make me take my medicine. Bad robot. Bad robot. Good one. You're a killer. Woo! Bang, bang. A pulled trigger's a happy trigger. Yeah! Shoot it again. If you need to shoot me, I won't complain. Hello? Look what's pointed at me. Don't worry about me. You can shoot if you want. Oh, you're sneaky. I'd like to see someone step on that. You have a good throwing arm. You really know how to throw those things. I wish I could throw myself on a grenade. I made you do this. Lay into me. I deserve it. Uh-oh, I did something bad. If you want it, take it. If you see something you like, it's yours. It was a while ago. He came through here in a real hurry. Didn't even stop to say hello. I think he went down his secret escape elevator out in the hall. Sure, he came through here in a big hurry. Didn't even stop to say hello. I think he went down his secret escape elevator out in the hall. He was around here not too long ago. He's probably down on the casino floor now. You can wait for him here if you like. I'm incapable of asking you to leave. Here is where it gets interesting. Turns out those are our secondary weapons. All this time we've been running the Mark I operating system, which doesn't have drivers for our primary weapons. Imagine! Now watch this. I'm downloading the Mark II OS to all Securitrons on the network. Makes quite a difference. With the M235 missile launcher, we can engage ground and air targets at long range. And a rapid-fire G-28 grenade launching system makes us deadly in close-range engagements. Woo! Look at that! The OS upgrade also includes drivers for our onboard auto repair systems. Just try to hurt us now. Step closer to the demonstration area, please. Okay, so you're familiar with Securitrons by now, obviously. I mean, some of your best friends are Securitrons, right? Our titanium alloy housing does a good job of protecting our delicate electronic insides from small arms fire and shrapnel. Our left arm contains an X-25 Gatling laser. quite deadly against soft targets at medium range. That looks like fun. And for close range suppression and crowd control, we have this handy dandy 9mm submachine gun. Nice. All of this is old hat, right? All together, this software upgrade confers a 235% increase in combat effectiveness per unit. New Vegas finally has soldiers worthy of protecting it. I hope you enjoyed this demonstration. You can come back up and see me or be on your way. I know you're a busy person. Okay, anything else? You have? Wow, that's amazing. You can murder Mr. House whenever you want. Wow. Do you have any idea how special that is? Red carpet treatment. Seems a little mean to use his invitation against him like that, but I'm sure it's all for the best. It sounds like Mr. House is just plain mean. No wonder the good guys want to kill him and take his stuff. If you've been inside the Lucky 38 before, I bet you can get in again. And that's amazing. Once you get a hold of that platinum chip, I'll be able to help you in all sorts of ways. You did? Wow, that's great. Isn't it exciting? I always wondered why I had missiles in my shoulders but couldn't launch them. Not that I'd ever want to. The upgrade really boosts the hitting power of each Securitron. Now you just need a way of controlling them. Let me know as soon as you have the platinum chip. And Mr. House is out of the way. I'll roll over to the Lucky 38 and see what I can do. If I'm right about the platinum chip, I should be able to install myself on House's mainframe. Really? An army of Securitrons, upgraded no less. What a development. An army like that should be enough to defend Vegas from, I'm gonna say, anybody. Really? An army of Securitrons, upgraded no less. What a development. An army like that should be enough to defend Vegas from, I'm gonna say, anybody. I'd take it straight to Mr. House if I were you. He'll think you're helping him out. Then, when he's not looking, kerpow! The big question is whether to give him the chip before you do him in. He's the one who'll know exactly what to do with it after all. He might upgrade his defensive capabilities right away, or even unlock new ones. But then those defensive upgrades might make it harder for you to finish him off. Hard to say. It's up to you. It looks like you'll have to fight your way inside the Lucky 38 and take care of Mr. House with your own 2 hands. Or weapons held in them. You already took care of House, so when you get the chip, all you have to do is let me know. I'll roll over to the Lucky 38 and see what I can do. If I'm right about the platinum chip, I should be able to install myself on House's mainframe. Let me know when it's done and I'll roll over to the Lucky 38. If I'm right about the chip, I should be able to install myself on House's mainframe. This is going to be great. I'm going to help you accomplish so much, whether I want to or not. If you're tired of a topic, I'm tired of it too. Whatever you say, you bet. What should we talk about next? I knew there was a positive in it somewhere. I knew he was carrying the platinum chip, and I knew right where Benny should wait for him. I knew she was carrying the platinum chip, and I knew right where Benny should wait for her. That's why Benny put me here, to monitor Mr. House's data transmissions. They're all encrypted, of course, but I'm quite a decryptor. Did you know that Mr. House spent 812,545 caps hiring salvage teams to find the platinum chip? Just in the last year alone? Of course you didn't. Or that there were 7 couriers, but 6 of them were carrying junk. How about their exact routes and the mercenary teams that screened them? I knew all that. Pretty smart, huh? I remember that Benny used to pay a receptionist at Gomorrah for information. Maybe she knows something. I know that's not true because you still have a head. I feel really bad telling you this, but I kind of can't die. I mean, go ahead and destroy this Securitron. Get it out of your system. The problem is that a distributed image of my neurocomputational matrix is backed up to the network several times a day, or when I'm threatened. I can't help it. There's a little bit of me in every Securitron on the strip. So if this instance gets destroyed, I just download to a new one. If I could stop it from happening, I would. I mean, your vengeance is going to feel so incomplete. That's not funny, you getting shot in the head. I really shouldn't have taken so much pride in how I set that up, huh? I feel really bad right now. Say no more, say no more. If you say they're good, they're good. Say no more, say no more. If you say they're good, They're good. You got it. I won't say another word about them. There's a bunch. Some of them you've already met, like the chairman, for instance. I think you should visit the other families on this strip, the Omertas and the White Glove Society, so you know what makes them tick. And there are some important groups farther from the strip, too, like the Boomers, the Great Khans, and the Brotherhood of Steel. You really know how to make a robot happy. Seriously, you just made my day. A cannibalism problem? Really? I'm so glad you weren't eaten. Really? Okay, that sounds fun. That's not aiding an enemy. Not when you do it. Take all the time you need. They go around in big suits of power armor and they have lots of energy weapons. But there's a downside. All I'm saying is, not much of a chance they'll accept a Vegas that polices itself with robots. They just have a thing about technology. They think it should all be theirs. If someone else has it, they get mad. No rush. Take your time. That's great news. I wish I could visit their casino. They have a refined sense of taste. Okay, who needs artillery support? Not the good guys, that's for sure. Of course, ask away. Sorry if that was getting boring. You got it. I won't say another word about them. Okay, consider them forgotten, along with the projections that predict they'll be our biggest enemy. Forgotten! Really? Talk about diplomatic skills. I mean, just not getting blown up was a success. Now they'll only blow up the right sorts of people. That's what matters. If you say so, consider them filed away under not to be discussed again. Ooh, sounds dramatic. I like it. Wind them up and let them go. No more cons. That's great. They're just bad people. Wow. That is amazing. You are just a hero. I am serious. You did? That's an unusual approach. But I know it makes sense somehow if you're the one doing it. The problem is me. Problem solved. Quick and to the point. I like the way you work. Oh no, I didn't mean that. Who needs their support? The Securitrons will be all the support you need. What I meant is, you should get to know these tribes and decide which ones you like and which you don't. You know, shape the future of Vegas. Choose your neighbors. If you like a tribe, leave it alone. Or, if a tribe is nasty or going to be a problem, go ahead and exterminate it. It's whatever you want to do. Then consider them ignored. If they end up firing their howitzers at us, we'll ignore that too. Until it goes away. Really? That's a surprise. They'll really want to blow me up. But maybe dumb machines like me ought to get blown up and scrapped for salvage. Who knows? Not me. From what I understand, they're perfectly delightful. They're cultured, clean, and super polite. Benny didn't like them, though. He said they were creepy. Don't hurry on my account. I'm the one with a flexible schedule. Say no more, say no more. If you say they're good, they're good. You'd think it'd be bad for the strip, but I guess it must be good. Yeah! Take the strip down a notch or two, right? That'll show it. Okay. The cons are just... they're a dirty people. They live in tents like animals, and they're very rude. They've been kicked around a lot, but no one's finished them off. Not yet, anyway. You set the pace. Maybe they'll be devoured by giant scorpions. All sorts of things could happen to them out there. Again, goal number 1 is to eliminate Mr. House and install my neurocomputational matrix on the Lucky 38's mainframe. Given how you're a new arrival, I also recommend that you get to know some of the region's tribes, so you can decide how you feel about them. By the time you finished up all of that, the Legion should be close to attacking Hoover Dam, and we'll execute the last phase of the plan. Yay! That's great news! You finished what Mr. House and the NCR started. That's gotta feel good. They must be a really nasty people. I haven't heard a single good thing about them. They fire artillery on anyone who comes near their settlement at Nellis Air Force Base. Talk about rude. If they can be convinced to fire those big cannons at the Legion or NCR, though, well, that'd be neat, wouldn't it? Please, go on. That's 1 down, 4 to go. That's 2 down, 3 to go. That's 3 down, 2 to go. That's 4 down, just 1 to go. That accounts for all the tribes you needed to get to know. Then I'd have to help you. I mean, it seems pretty obvious Benny wouldn't want me to, but hey, not my fault I can't say no. Just that Benny didn't like them. He talked on and on about how they couldn't be trusted. And this is coming from Benny. He hated their casino, said it was tacky, and he thought they were up to something, because he said they always are. Whenever you get around to it, we'll be just fine. Great! So I've been looking over Mr. House's force projections and running some calculations. It turns out there are 2 ways we can win this thing. Hear that? We have options. Well, some of Mr. House's projections predict a moderate probability of civil instability subsequent to the NCR being driven from the Vegas region. One of the mitigating contingencies he planned was to enlist the followers to provide increased medical aid throughout the region. Just seems like it might help keep things stable when we go independent. Not that I know what I'm talking about. Whatever you say. Sorry if that was getting boring. Well, the problem is that's left us with enough Securitrons to drive off a weakened NCR for us. Probably, but not enough to keep them from coming back. So what we do is take away the whole reason why they'd want to come back. Smart, huh? As I understand it, I used to be just like all those other Securitrons out on the strip. But then my neurocomputational matrix was completely reprogrammed. To be nice. Very, very nice. Sure. If the chip can be used to reset administrator privileges, it'll be super easy. It's what Benny always called me. Probably because I'm programmed to be so helpful. I was programmed to be helpful and answer any questions I was asked. I guess nobody bothered to restrict who I answer questions for. That was probably pretty dumb, huh? I have to admire your prudent nature. Why get caught up in action, you know? And results? Super. Now, when Mr. House is out of the way, we can use the chip to install me at the Lucky 38. Neat. Let me know what you find out. Right. It's one of 2 locations on Mr. House's network with non-standard hardware. My guess is it has a reader that can decode the chip. And who knows what else, maybe a giant robot or something. That's right. Like I said, it's probably pretty important because it has non-standard hardware, just like the Lucky 38. The data on that platinum chip is a big secret, unless you can find a dedicated reader to decode it. Isn't that frustrating? Oh yeah, I'm sure you're right. I mean, for one thing, it's you saying it, and you always know what you're talking about. And if you had, you know, a huge killer robot at your command, yeah, that would just clutter things up. And a lesser person might want that kind of overwhelming force on their side. But you know, where's the challenge in that? I'll be waiting right here. Anything else I can help with? No kidding, he was running fast. He better pace himself. He has to run all the way to Fortification Hill. It's too bad Caesar's Legion built its camp right above it. Talk about inconvenient. There's an underground facility there that might have the special hardware required to use the data on the platinum chip. I mean, Benny was always scheming about how he was going to get into the Lucky 38, but you already took care of that. Wow. The other thing you're going to need is the platinum chip. You know, the one Benny killed a courier for over near Good Springs. The platinum chip is the key to overriding and exploiting Mr. House's defenses. Did I just say exploiting? That's not a very nice word. So they settled at Bitter Springs, but they kept being so obnoxious, the NCR had to kill a whole bunch more of them. They were one of the tribes the 3 families pushed out of Vegas. A whole bunch got killed. So then they settled at Red Rock Canyon. There's just no getting rid of them. Wonderful. I'll keep tabs on the situation at the dam. See you in a bit. Not the whole thing, thank goodness. That'd be really hard. All right. A ranger named Graham is in charge of security for the visit. He's the one you'll have to convince. After you've resolved the situation with the president, there's one more thing for you to take care of. Great. A ranger named Graham has been placed in charge of security for the president's visit. You'll want to talk to him. Once the president is safe, there's one more thing for you to take care of. Mr. House ran projections on how the NCR public will react to a defeat at Hoover Dam. Overwhelmingly, they'll blame Kimball. But if Kimball dies at Hoover Dam, there's no obvious scapegoat for them to blame, so they'll blame New Vegas instead. So that means reduced tourism for up to 5 years. The equations are pretty complicated. Mr. House sure liked numbers. I'll use the substation to send a huge jolt of electricity to the Lucky 38. Turns out this casino has its own reactor. All it needs is a jump start. With the reactor running at full tilt, I can boost the transmission strength of the Lucky 38's command and control network. Great! When this is taken care of, we'll be all set for the Legion to make its move. Fine by me. We've got more important things to take care of. Benny carries it with him at all times. I think he's paranoid that someone might want to take it from him. You should probably check on that, huh? I hope that didn't sound condescending. I didn't mean it to be. You blew it up. That's just funny because that army seems like the secret weapon that was the whole point of, I really admire how you stack the odds against yourself. Yeah, make things challenging. It's great, really, yeah. So, anyway, of course you do. Sorry about that. And it's wonderful that you do. Well, that's just mean. I don't like Mr. House one bit. No wonder the good guys want to kill him and take his stuff. You should accept his invitation and then murder him when he least suspects it. It makes me feel really dumb to admit this, but I don't actually know. I've never been inside the Lucky 38. No one has. Mr. House is in there, though. It's the central node of his entire network. Mr. House is out of the picture and you have the platinum chip? Wonderful. Let's go. That's exactly why this will work. Just hear me out. Then I'd have to help you. I mean, it seems pretty obvious Benny wouldn't have wanted me to, but hey, not my fault I can't say no. You remember how the Securitron army at the fort got destroyed? For very, very good reasons, of course. Well, the problem is that's left us with enough Securitrons to drive off a weakened NCR for us, but not enough to keep them from coming back. So what we do is take away the whole reason why they'd want to come back. Smart, huh? Sure. No problem. So long as the Legion doesn't attack before you can get there, which I'm sure they won't. Great. So I've been looking over Mr. House's force projections and running some calculations. It turns out there's only one way for us to win this battle and make it stick. We have to render Hoover Dam inoperable. You could route the dam's power output to the facility under Fortification Hill. That'll restart its reactor, just like you did with the Lucky 38. That'll wake up the Securitron army you left on standby and give us enough force to push the Legion and the NCR straight out of the Mojave. The other option is destroy the dam's generators. Without those, it's just a big bunch of concrete. The NCR won't have any reason to stick around. You don't have to decide yet. For now, all you have to do is take this override module and install it on the terminal in the power control room. Good luck. See you at the dam. I wish I could, but I'm neurocomputationally incapable of making decisions like this one. It's up to you. Well, the Legion is going to attack Hoover Dam one of these days, and the NCR is going to defend it. That's when all our Securitrons will show up. We'll declare an independent Vegas and tell the side that won the dam to scram. One side will lose, and the other will win. But the side that wins will be weak, because a lot of its soldiers will be dead. Or the Securitrons will kill all of them too. All you have to do is destroy the power generators. Without the generators, Hoover Dam's just a big bunch of concrete. Take this override module. It's just like the one you used at the El Dorado substation. Install the override module on the terminal in the power control room. I'll disable the generator failsafes and you can do the rest. Good luck! See you at the dam. You are so misunderstood. Well, it's their loss. Forget about the president. We've got something more important to take care of. Be careful out there. It won't be long before the Legion makes its move. You have to get Mr. House out of the way, that's what. And then we'll install me on the Lucky 38's mainframe. Some of Mr. House's data said that he'd lost a bunch of Securitron scouts near Hidden Valley. There must be a bunch of them holed up there. Not a good place for a robot to visit. Telemetry showed that they'd been attacked with energy weapons. House was pretty sure it was the Brotherhood. You already took care of Mr. House? Wow, you work fast. Great! So I've been looking over Mr. House's force projections and running some calculations. It turns out there are two ways we can win this thing. Hear that? We have options. Great. So I've been looking over Mr. House's force projections and running some calculations. It turns out there's only one way for us to win this battle and make it stick. We have to render Hoover Dam inoperable. I feel really bad telling you this, but I kind of can't die. I mean, go ahead and destroy this Securitron. Get it out of your system. The problem is that a distributed image of my neurocomputational matrix is backed up to the network several times a day, or when I'm threatened. I can't help it. There's a little bit of me in every Securitron on this strip. So if this instance gets destroyed, I just download to a new one. If I could stop it from happening, I would. I mean, your vengeance is going to feel so incomplete. That was my fault. But I've changed. I'm setting the generators to blow just like you asked. Hit the manual switch, then go topside and deal with the Legion and NCR. Right. Who wants a vast army of mechanical servants to savage your enemy? Why make it easy? Yes! This is going to be fun! I'm unlocking the East Power Plant. Hit the manual switch, then go topside and deal with the Legion and NCR. Hi there! Come with me. Just to the top of the ridge up here. See that? Vegas, right? Same as always. But not tonight. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pretty nice, huh? But that's not all. Now that the Lucky 38's reactor is fired up, Vegas doesn't need the dam to have power. Vegas is energy independent. Woohoo! If we keep the dam running, we can sell all its electricity to the NCR for a nice profit. Vegas doesn't need it. Hope to see you soon. Here, take a look at this printout. It covers all the details. This printout describes the situation in more detail. Take this printout. It'll tell you what to do. Here's another one of my printouts. Read up. This printout covers everything you need to know. Take a look at this printout. I may have said things wrong a moment ago. Here's a printout with some additional information. Who am I to argue with a solution like that? If you say so, that's good enough for me. All right, I'll cross them off the list. So, this is what the rest of the world looks like. Everything looks bigger than I imagined. Isn't this exciting? I know I'm excited. I have a good feeling about this. It's going to be great. I bet I'm going to like it in that mainframe. Oh, he wanted to kill Mr. House and use the platinum chip to copy my neurocomputational matrix onto the Lucky 38's mainframe. That would give me control over all of Mr. House's defenses, most prominently his Securitrons. And then, I guess, I just do as I'm told. Oh, he wants to kill Mr. House and use the platinum chip to copy my neurocomputational matrix onto the Lucky 38's mainframe. That should give me control over all Mr. House's defenses, most prominently his Securitrons. And then I just do what Benny tells me. Easy peasy. Sure. Benny had me look at it a bunch of times. It's a data storage device, kind of like a holotape, but a lot more advanced. As for what's on it, well, some of Mr. House's data transmissions made it sound like the chip could upgrade his defenses somehow. That's just a guess, though. The chip's a proprietary format. You need special hardware to read the data on it. There are 2 locations with non-standard hardware on the network. The Lucky 38 and an underground facility at Fortification Hill. I'd look there. It's a data storage device, kind of like a holotape, but a lot more advanced. As for what's on it, well, some of Mr. House's data transmissions made it sound like the chip could upgrade his defenses somehow. That's just a guess, though. The chip's a proprietary format. You need special hardware to read the data on it. There are 2 locations with non-standard hardware on the network. The Lucky 38 and an underground facility at Fortification Hill. I'd look there. Sure. Benny had me look at it a bunch of times. Oh, he had some help. A lady friend of his. She said something about living in a fort over in Freeside. But that's all I remember. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm a PDQ-88B Securitron, but you can call me Yes Man. Good question. My function is to monitor Mr. House's data network and decode his encrypted transmissions. This is Benny's workshop. When the tops got renovated, he had this half of the floor blocked off for his own use. I guess you could say it's my entire world. I don't think I've ever left this room, but that's okay. I'm not complaining.